It is a world of darkness, and the warriors of Gaia fight over the fate of the world against their enemy, the cosmic force of entropy and corruption, the worm. Unbeknownst to mankind, they wage a war against the coming apocalypse, with new cubs taking up the cause to fight with fang, clave, and gun and claw. They give the worm no quarter. They give it only rage.
To set the scene, the Wendigo have gone. The snow remains the same, if somewhat stricken with snowmobiles, which are slowly gathering snow on top of it, which, given enough time, might even be buried, though they'll most likely be moved by the Wendigo, probably left on the side of the road for some mysterious story for hitchhikers to talk about for the next few months. The chaos and fury and violence has passed, leaving a faint quiet of soft winds and rustling branches on the edges of the clearing. The Wendigo will come. But before that happens, it is your task to find this mine and make sure nothing leaves. So we rejoin you.
I'm gonna walk over and high five Darren. That was awesome!
Darren would reach up for the high five, but yeah, awesome for you, maybe. I'm still hurting.
Still, you got your teeth wet.
Not wet enough, but thanks.
Hey, we're gonna get it plenty wet by the end of the day.
Out of character, do we need to kind of create like some sort of makeshift bandage to like staunch the bleeding for some people's wounds? Because some people got really fucked up.
Definitely. The last
All
thing
right.
we want is that being exposed to the elements.
Right. I'm probably going to be trying to help with that.
Mm-hmm. Intelligence medicine.
I look to everyone and ask, do we need sets of clothes?
You can take their clothes for bandages. Also, see if they have any silver bullets in their guns.
Already done. I looked to Darren and said, when I shot that guy with the silver bullet, that hurt him.
Yeah, he bled. Let me focus.
Thus far, the best idea anyone's really had is Snarls licking it to disinfect it. With some makeshift cloths, admittedly, considering the look of the creatures wearing the clothes, you're not really sure if you want to use anything that was touching their skin directly. You managed to make some very, honestly, pretty good cloths to bandage up wounds, especially because the white fuzz interior will do good at preventing any blood clots. And with a little bit of, admittedly, dog saliva to help wash out any bacteria, you apply them and tie them down with sufficient pressure to keep them from doing any further harm. It won't be comfortable, but it is functional.
God, it hurts.
No kidding. Fuck.
What happened when you guys stepped sideways?
Yo, Rune almost turned us into mince meat, that's what. Fuck.
Yeah.
Ah, God, that stings.
Yeah, he tried to step sideways near the end, I guess, when everyone else retreated. Thing is, he wasn't looking at anything, so I think the Banes were the ones taking him with them. He was definitely possessed. I mean, he was, like, growing goat horns and hooves and stuff.
You know, that man had a bane as like a skin or some shit.
Yeah.
Not good.
I mean, tearing out his eyes helped keep him there for a little bit, but didn't do much. He still got away.
Hmm.
I swear I'm gonna kill that bastard.
So are you saying they're possessed?
I'm saying Banes can hitch rides in them and give him powers or something.
Or act like armor.
Yeah, I mean, he was like, when we cut him, he was bleeding these toxic fumes. He took a hit.
I took more than one. I ripped that guy's back open and almost tore out his spine that did nothing.
Soon your deed name will be Backshot.
Oh, no. I ain't about that.
Alright, well, don't think this is gonna
Which,
heal in the time that it takes for us to have a conversation, so...
yeah,
get
we should
going?
get moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't want to hold up the party.
Uh... This is gonna sound awful, but can someone carry me there? I don't want to change forms and ruin all the hard work.
I look to everyone and then I walk over and pick up Darren. I will slink him over my back.
Ah,
I
God.
mean, while you're hitching rides, if you wouldn't mind.
I don't mind shouldering a black man for once.
Oh no,
carry
this
us
ain't what the
carefully,
civil
man.
rights was about.
Hey, it's about Whitey picking up the work. Let's go. I grab him.
All right. I think I should be able to remember the way back. Snarls, just keep a constant lookout.
A sudden prickling, like static electricity, rolls over each of you. As you turn to move, you realize you have wandered into the Umbra, stepping sideways without intending. And the scene before you is something quite different. Darren, you vaguely remember this place. You were here once before, not long ago, actually. It's the Glen, a place of solace, comfort, peace, nothing else. What you find is some manner of hot springs pool, serving as the centerpiece. Lush vegetation thrives around the pool, which is hot enough to melt the snow and ice around. A tall rock wall shoots up from the forest floor bordering the pool on the one side. And the sweet smell of spring earth is quite clear here. Yet you hear a crack of thunder in the air above you. As all around, beyond this oasis, is a white blur of snow that can't seem to trespass into. And yet you see in the water something dark, a shadow.
Tara approaches. What does it look like? What is the shadow in the water?
Darren would pat Dave on the shoulder to put him down.
Dave put him down, looking around a little bit confused.
You are able to see eyes peering back at you.
Do I get the sense it's malevolent?
No. Even Snarl feels no danger. And the eyes shimmer with a silvery hue that is glowing brightly.
What is it the shadow of?
As you kneel down, the water begins to ripple around the edges. The spirit of a bear rises from the water. It is massive. Large enough, in fact, that if it were to open its mouth, it could swallow the entire pack whole without having to widen its jaw to its limit. Its nose presented faintly before the pack, close enough that its breathing can be felt, warm air, still smelling of spring, thankfully. But it ruffles your hair and fur. Young cubs.
Darren, still looking in its eyes, says, "Hello."
Do I sense any worm on it or in the area of this place?
No.
Okay.
Mm.
In
This
that
is
case,
Glen. The worm has no perches here.
Snarls would lower himself to the ground, his belly touching the earth beneath him as he stretches out his hands to bow.
Tara, already having got onto one knee to look into the waters, now looking up to the bear, says, "Spirit of the bear, are we permitted to be here?"
I have invited you here. I have noticed your travels through this place. I have noticed your exchanges with the one who calls himself Bill. And I know you did your best to free a bear from the clutches of the Bane. He looks up to the sky. Thunder cracks loudly. And I am not the only spirit which has watched. His eyes lower to you again. I offer to your fledgling pack my patronage, if that is what you would accept.
Taro glances back to the rest of the pack to see how they feel about it.
Dave gives a shrug and a nod.
D seems to give an approving nod, still on the back of Dave.
He was carrying him on his shoulders like one would a child, holding him up.
Darren is still looking into the eyes of the bear, visibly pondering, and occasionally his attention turns towards the thunder and the skies, but always back to the bear's eyes.
Out of character, what do we know about the spirit of, like, the bear and the other spirit that's watching?
Anyone who wishes to know may roll a intelligence and occult.
I have a 0 in occult, and goddamn dice penalties. Please don't tell me I've got the most successes in this roll.
You're one of them, yeah. Both you, Snarls, Dave, and D, if he plans to roll.
D's too busy fixated on the bear. It's a
Fair enough.
big ass bear.
Know that bear is a totem of war, but also a master of healing. Garu mistrusts him, for his true children are the Gural, and the werebears aren't known for their fondness of the Garu. Bear is not an easy totem to bear, for those who seek glory or advancement quickly. In fact, he is one of the harder ones.
I look and I whisper to Snarls, who is closest to me indirectly, also saying it within D's earshot. Easy things have never been our way.
Out of character, what about the other one?
Grandfather Thunder. Most commonly associated with the Storm Crow, Grandfather Thunder is a totem of respect. He is feared rather than respected by many Garu, which typically suits the Shadow Lords just fine. He is a patient, subtle patron whose influence builds over time like an almighty crescendo. Most of his avatars are Storm Crows who act as go-betweens between him and his chosen. Typically, he makes it easy if you want to gain honor quick, and he is very good at teaching his followers how to intimidate any who invoke his name.
I mean, the Storm Crow for the Wendigo pack wasn't exactly helpful for them.
Well, this would be a different crow, and they were a bit foolish.
Oh, see, this is not the Stormcrow. This is the Stormcrow's daddy. Like, the Stormcrows are this guy's minions.
Yeah, he is an incarna, a very powerful fucking spirit.
He is Grandfather Thunder. He is the patron of the Shadow Lords as a whole ass tribe.
Oh, wait, really?
Yes.
But is it bad?
The thunder strikes loudly, so loudly in fact that the trees rustle and the water ripples around the bear, who looks up as Grandfather Thunder makes his presence known without speaking.
I look back into the bear's eyes, and I give a low, long nod.
Snarls would give a slight, quite polite smile, saying, "If I'm not mistaken, you're the spirit that followed us from when we were leaving Bill's, right?"
I was. Your interactions with Bill were something of great curiosity. There are those of us who have watched you closely, some of which have not yet even spoken. We each present ourselves. We each offer our patronage. Grandfather Thunder clatters loudly, and a shadow falls over the pond as you see a massive raven perched in one of the umbral trees, shifting its feather, making itself look spiffy. The bear moves his head back, the water splashing even outside of the pool onto your feet. And around him you can see wandering a fox, smiling widely, his mouth hanging open as his tongue lolls back and forth.
Oh, see, so we have Grandfather Thunder, Spirit of the Bear, the Raven, and the Fox to choose.
Yup.
What do we know of the spirits of Raven and Fox?
Raven is the cleverest bird, but not clever enough to keep it to himself.
Next.
Though he teaches wisdom by taunting cubs into he pretty much teaches you harsh wisdom and always eager for new secrets. Something you guys have been decent at. Though his packs are ones that are expected to be clever, cunning, if not always good at it, and trust impeccably that their totem will provide for them. Out of character, you're not going to be very wealthy. Whereas Fox is both predator and prey, and outthinking everything he faces. Meaning, again, being good, being clever, being quick on your feet, and outthinking your opponents. Though, as you may have guessed by now, Thunder and Bear, being the largest spirits present, both means they are the spirits most interested in you, powerful in this regard. Raven, though a powerful spirit, is not as interested in you, and Fox is just tenuously there, mildly curious, if nothing else.
So, is it basically a case of they've each, come to present themselves to us and we choose which we would want as our totem now?
Yep, pretty much. Bear and Thunder are those keenest on having you.
When you said that Bear was a totem of war, is that just... Yeah, he's a totem of war, or is there more, some nuance there?
Totems of war, totems of respect, these all play a part. Totems can gift, naturally associated to their spirit in question, a great deal to their followers. Pack totems are effectively the spirit which holds a pack together in association with that totem. And it's a totem that best represents them, and as well that the totem feels best represents them. Sometimes Garu even go on entire quests to seek out the attention of a specific totem. Totems of respect are those spirits representative of virtue, honor, and werewolves look to these spirits for advice on leadership and diplomacy. Some of the greatest Garu leaders have followed totems of respect. Whereas totems of war, these are usually packs that are focused on and want to fight the worm. They are chief followers of these spirits. Scouts, healers, and other packs who expect to see a lot of fighting will probably come alongside a totem of war. Naturally, then you have totems of wisdom and totems of cunning. Again, each totem, to a degree, describes the benefits you might be expected, how it complements the pack, as well as it shows how the pack approaches things to other Garu. A fun fact is, for instance, if you do follow Grandfather Thunder, more often than not, Shadow Lords will follow your activities with interest. Meaning you probably have some brownie points with him by default. Whereas Bear, yeah, considering his kind of relationship among Garu, yeah, it's... However, each totem asks of its followers certain things to be respected. For instance, Grandfather Thunder, yeah, you do not give your peers or your rivals more respect than they've earned through their actions. Being a sycophant goes completely against Thunder's nature.
Is there, like, consequences to turning down spirits? Or totems, potential totems?
Potential totems? Not quite. Most of the time, it's, hey, they're showing up saying, hey, I'm interested in you. You turn them down, you turn them down. Such is life. But yeah, you can potentially upset spirits. Again, they are capricious as shit most of the time.
Darren's gaze does not move from the bear's eyes.
As the bear pulls his snout away from you, allowing the warmth of this glen to wash away the cold and weight of what has been burdening you for a time. All begins to shift and move as though snow being whipped up by wind. First fox fades, then raven, then thunder with a clatter shatters the skies as it all turns into a flowing white wall, bear being the last thing to fade before you are back in the snow of Canada, where you return to your task, now followed and empowered by the spirit of bear.
Darren, his chest, now no longer full of holes, rolls his shoulders forwards and says, half under his breath, mostly not, "Oh, God, thank Gaia. Dave's back stinks."
Dave would turn and sniff himself.
Oh, man, I feel like I could feel like I could jogging and I could move without feeling like one of my tendons are gonna break. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I feel stronger, too. Totem of war.
What?
Now time to put it to good use.
Let's boogie. D's bouncing back and forth on his left legs and then right legs over and over again as he shifts from Hamid to Hispo to Lupus, then back to Hispo.
Do we have any food?
Tara literally just tosses her bag to Darren and then shifts into Lupus and keeps moving forward.
Anyway, everybody, perception primal urge.
Sorry, just one sec. When Darren finally comes out, you see him having used the beeswax to zhuzh up his hair. So now it's very nice looking and out of his face.
Tara gives you the most exaggerated, obvious eye roll you have ever seen in your life.
He just winks at him.
Oh my god.